So I've been cutting lawns and mowing grass since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, and I loved it so much that I started my career in gardening. But I also loved sales, so I started a machinery dealership which I took to national award-winning level. So what I'm trying to get to is that I've seen a lot of lawnmowers, but let's cut the crap. It takes a lot for me to be impressed by any these days, but this here has certainly got my attention, as this is the Cramer Optimus ATM53A. Okay, so why has this mower got my attention? Well, I've written down some notes here which I've taken from Cramer's details, and there are 4 there which really caught my eye. 1 is independent wheel motors, never seen that before. 2, 25-degree slope traction, what does that even mean? Downhill control, why do we need that? And it has a 4 kilowatt motor. So that's 4 things I am very intrigued to find out about this mower. But I think to start with, we better get on and mow some normal grass just for me to get used to it, to see what else I need to tell you. All right, so we have 2 battery slots. Nice, both have 100% battery power. A very seldom seen single height adjustment on a commercial grade mower, and a cockpit to die for. So we've got on-off buttons, we've got auto or plus for power, so you can have it so it's got a load sensor in it, so when it hits thicker grass it boosts its power, or you can have it in boost all the time. Over here we've got speed control up and down, and then we've got lights on and off. Ha, exciting. Right, let's just cut some grass because I'm dying to cut some grass. So in with the handle, back with that one. We're fired up. Low speed. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we're running now. That is speed 6. That is quick. Whee! Nice. It's very smooth. So the Cramer Optimus ATM53A has a 53cm cast aluminium deck, equivalent power to a 230cc engine, a blade speed of 3000 RPM, 8 height adjustments from 25mm to 115mm, a 70-litre grass bag, and weighs in at 53 kilos. I'd like to think I've probably got a grass box full now. It's not picking up any grass at all, none whatsoever. I have an empty grass bag because James, the same as we do in nearly every other video, forgot to take his mulch plug out. But now this is cutting off, I'd say, 1.5 inches of good solid thick grass, as well as seed heads and flowers and everything else. So all the little buttercups is hoovering up, but there's no grass. It is mulching really well. I would have just, if someone had asked me if that's picking up or mulching, look. There's hardly anything on that lawn. Right, we'll try and pick up some grass now. Another plus, it doesn't turn itself off when you leave it while I was fiddling about with all of that. Come back to it and the screen's still on. Amazing. Nothing worse than machines that automatically turn themselves off every 5 seconds. All right, let's mow. I'm very full. Admittedly, this is bone dry grass, so you know any mower that collects grass should be able to pick up grass like that. Bone dry, but that's probably twice the amount that we mulched, which has now gone in the bag. It has got a nice canvas grass bag, which every commercial mower should have a canvas grass bag. Yeah, that's a lot of grass, isn't it? I want to show you this display. Not that you'll be able to see it in the sunlight, but it's nice. The full battery indicator, charge indicator, is on the top. So you can see how much battery you've used. Apparently we've used none so far. You've got your speed control on the right and you've got your blade speed on the left. Now we have been using it at the top blade speed at the moment, but you know, why not? That's what everyone else uses it in, isn't it? Top blade speed. You could mow this in low speed, no problem at all, and the batteries would last longer. But so far we've mowed that much. So the mower is so impressive, the cameraman was like, James, I want to go. So yeah, he's now having a go while I sit under a tree in the shade. I think I might be getting this right somehow. Right, so we've done a fair area now between Alex and I. So I'm very happy, but now is the time to have a look at the battery charge, because it has come down 2 notches on the dial on there. But what does it say on the percentage on the battery? So here you can press the buttons on the battery. One says 43%, the other says 40%. That is a lot. We have done a lot of mowing. I'm pleasantly surprised with that. For 2 8 amp hour batteries, I think I saw they are. They are 8 amp hour and the 82 volt. Max 72 volt standard. So depending on how you'd like to look at that compared to how other brands do it. But yeah, there we go. Right, I think that's enough shallow mowing. Let's go and find something really tough, long stuff. Stuff that hasn't been cut this year. Let's do it. Right, so today is another day. And apparently all the commercial users in the world only cut in the wet. And that's generally the test that you want to see. But today, I reckon most of them are sitting in their vans or doing paperwork. Anyway, today is a wet grass test. So we're going to cut some short grass first. Don't worry, we will get to that long stuff and it will be wet in a minute as well. So let's hoover up some beautiful wet English lawn grass first, and then we'll get to the long stuff. Right, we're going down to number 1. Let's make a difference. And I was going a bit fast then, so down with the speed. On we go. Now we're cooking. Right, my grass box, I think it's either full or my deck is completely and utterly bunged up. Yes, it is. It is bunged up. Is that because the grass box is full, or is it just sticking like shit to a blanket? That's the question. Beautiful wet grass day, eh? Wet grass mowing day. Ah, beautiful stuff. Right, how full is the grass box? Ah, well, we've you know, in wet conditions, we have picked up a lot of grass. But as to be expected, I'd say that performs as any other mower, to be quite honest. I wouldn't say it's any better or any worse, but let us know in the comments what you think about that. Because that's all we've always been asking for, is what it's like in the wet. So there we go. So I've got to say, that has actually done a superb job. Yes, the mower filled up with grass. That is to be expected, really. But look, it has picked up and left a lovely finish in wet conditions. Yes, the grass is short, but if you look at this from like a weekly mowing job, you're not going to be going into 6 inches of grass in the wet. You'd say, let's do it another day. You'll be doing a weekly cut still in the wet, and that has done a really nice job. Very good. All right, so Doris has just called you to say, can you come and cut some of my longer grass that you haven't cut for like 6 or 8 weeks? Well, we have some here. We've got some even thicker stuff up there. So rear discharge, because you wouldn't pick it up, and then we'll see if we can tackle the long stuff. And we haven't changed the batteries yet. They're still going from yesterday, and we've got 18% and 14%. So it should be enough for what we want to do here. All right, fire up on the highest setting, because you wouldn't cut long grass on low. Down a speed, I think. There we go. Right, I might as well collect some of that in a minute, see if it'll pick it up in the wet. But let's cut some of this long stuff. Big challenge. Let's go right down lowest blade speed, drive speed, there we go. Well, would you look at that? is a test that all commercial users will want to see, and that's how do you clear out your deck when it's wet? Because we all do that to get out all of your wet grass. Now some people will like that, some people will hate it. So we're going to try and collect this now. Gone up a blade speed, down a level. Up a speed as well, speed 3 now. That's the same speed we were cutting the lawn with. Right, so hopefully that's enough to keep Doris happy. And it's picking it up and it's not blocked at all. You know, I haven't filled the grass box because I haven't cut enough grass, but as you can see there from in the chute, you know, it's starting to bind up on the edge there, as all mowers do, and then that'll gradually fill up. But for wet, long, spindly grass, that has actually done a pretty good job, I'd say. Anyway, let's go and try out those features that I mentioned at the beginning to see what they mean. The first one I've not seen on any other mower, which is independent wheel motors. So traditionally on battery mowers, you'd have a motor for the blade and you have a singular motor here powering a gearbox and then going out to both wheels. Well, these have actually got motors in the wheels. They've got hub motors in between, leaving all of this clear here, which actually begs the question of they could have possibly done a different design, which in my opinion, my first ever mower was green. And it was built in the 90s and it had a completely open back here. So rather than just a small chute, it had a completely open back. And personally, I'd say that was the best wet grass collector I ever had. Yes, it had a roller on the back, which was a bit of a pain in wet grass, but that was completely open, allowing complete access to that grass box, and it hardly ever blocked. Let us know what you think in the comments. Right, so the next one that we can't actually test here because I don't have 25-degree slopes, and that it was because it's got hub motors and individual motors on each side. As you're going across the slope, it'll hold its traction in a straight line better than any other mower. Now, I wish I had someone to actually test that on right here, right now, to see how it'd go. But we're going to move on to the next one because that's the one I'm most interested in. Right, so we do have a concrete slope, so we can test this next feature. And that is that it has downhill descent control. Well, that's what I'm calling it anyway. So as you're going down with it in power, in gear, it actually holds you back because again, you've got those independent drive motors in the wheels. So as you're going down a hill with a traditional mower, you'd find it probably starts running away from you and you're actually holding it back. So let's give it a go. Right, so normal mower, you'd let go and it'd run away. But if we hold in the drive and it's in speed 1, there we go, it's already holding itself back. I'm not pushing it, I'm not holding it back, just holding the handle in. But now if I let that go, it will stay slow and then speed up again. It's still in gear, and now it's out of gear, and off it goes. That actually works really well. Now we've all been there, where you're mowing on the slope all day, and you feel like you're having to hold that mower back. It's always nice on the way back up again, because you've got your mower sort of almost pulling you up the hill with the drive. But when you're feeling you've got to hold it back all the time, the arm ache you can get, you'll know what I mean. You'll know what I mean. You've been there already. And the fourth one is that 4 kilowatt motor. Now, we proved that in the video of what power that's got. You obviously got control over how much power you're putting through to that with the controls on the dashboard, which brings me onto the dashboard again of how nice and intuitive that is. It's got proper, should we say, traditional switches on it. It's not push button flats where they're trying to be a bit modern. It's good and solid, and it's even got protection bars on there so you can't damage them, which I think that's a great big plus. It has a metal flap on the top here, which is good. Any commercial mower should. It's got the fabric grass box. The aluminium deck, again, seems very, very solid. I'm very, very pleased and happy with how that performs. The style of the deck for the collection works great, as good as any other mower on the market. And the 2 batteries, you know, we've used 2 8-amp-hour batteries here on the 82 volt system, and we've still got 7% and 10% left in those batteries. So it's had the same batteries in since the beginning of this video. We haven't taken them out, and it has done a total of 2 hours work. Now it could be a little bit more than 2 hours, because that just goes up in 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the total hours of the machine that this machine has done, which I think is another really, really good feature to have on it. So that's 2 hours of runtime on 2 8-amp-hour batteries. Now, you can run it on 1 battery rather than 2, or you can have both of them in there powering at the same time. So I think no one's going to complain at 2 hours runtime on 2 batteries on a commercial machine doing what we've done with it today. But, and there is a but this is a but with all battery mowers, and they all seem to have got the same problem, and that is this. on the top. This whole battery unit, flimsy plastic. This isn't against Cramer, this is against all battery manufacturers. We're used to engines with flexible plastic and flexible pull starts, and so are all the commercial users who are watching this video. Make something a little bit more durable on the top, and that goes for them all. But other than that, I can't find anything I don't like about this mower. So we're Machinery Nation, and I bring you videos every single week about tools and machinery. So if you like this video, you might also like this one right here. So click on to watch that and let us know what you think about this mower in the comments. We'll see you in the next one. Cheerio. There's one other thing, there's no cup holder.